Live from the palatial PHNX studios, it's the PHNX Suns pregame show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Use that code PHNX when you sign up. He is Saul Bookman, I am Espo, and we got a Game 7 on our hands. Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks, Footprint Center. Who the hell is ready? I feel like I'm going to throw up.
I have been feeling like I'm going to just chuck all my breakfast all over the place all morning. This is the first time in a long time I have felt this way. I don't know how everybody else there feels, but I know last year, yes, we wanted to win every single round. We wanted to win every single game. But there was a certain point where I kind of felt like we were playing with house money. And this year is different because our expectations were so much higher. And really, let's be honest, everybody's had the Warriors circled as their Western Conference opponent since like the first month of the season.
Since Christmas Day, definitely.
So like the possible thought of not reaching that level has got me want to puke all over the place. But I do have confidence. I think we're going to get it done today.
My daughter has this word that she got from a book that she loves called nerve-sighted. And it's the only word that makes any sense right now for me. I am so nervous about this and so excited for Game 7, but it got me thinking, right? You bring up last year, and everything felt so magical about that run, and everything felt special. And this year it doesn't feel that way. And I wonder if it's not supposed to. I wonder if it's supposed to feel tough when you're actually fighting for a championship and you're the leader in the clubhouse. You're the team that's expected to. Like, and maybe this is just the way it's supposed to feel, is that there is some tension, there is some anxiety, and we got spoiled last year with this magical run that nobody expected, and we thought everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows, there's going to be valley-oops left and right, and we haven't had that in these first two rounds. But maybe it's just supposed to feel like it's difficult.
I think there's just so much against us right now. Like not from a Suns perspective or even the play on the court perspective. I'm not talking about that. But all season long, we haven't been getting the respect that we deserve. We've been clamoring for it. And, and the awards come down and nobody wins an award except for Monty, thankfully, which was well-deserved. It just feels like we're just going to validate all the nonsensical takes that everybody's had all season long about the Suns, if they should find a way to not come through today. I don't feel like that's going to happen. I feel like we're going to win this game, and we're going to beat the Warriors, and we're going to get back to the NBA Finals is how I feel.
I said it in our playoff preview video. Respect isn't given, it's earned, and if it's not earned when you've done everything, you have to go take it. Game 7's where you go take respect. It's where you end an opponent and you move on. And that's what this Suns team needs to do. They need to take anything that was bottled up about the way people looked at them this year and rip the Mavericks' throat out because of it. Take it out and punish the Mavericks for anything that you felt slighted with all season. Prove yourself in this moment because the greats come up big in Game 7.
Yeah, hey, listen, this is your moment. Listen, Game 7s are where legends are made. There's been a lot of talk about legacies this week, especially after Game 6 and what's on the line. No. Legends are made in Game 7s. That's just how it is. You go all the way back to Magic versus Bird, and even before that, with all the Celtics runs, they always found a way to come through in Game 7s. Then you fast forward to the Pistons and all the champions of old. They always found a way. Jordan in the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 7s, always coming through. Devin Booker, CP3, they have an opportunity today to join the likes of Charles Barkley, for instance, who had one of the most phenomenal Game 7s you will ever see. 40-plus points, 20-plus rebounds. He was unstoppable. And when people talk about MVPs, he was an MVP that day, no doubt about it. Today, Devin Booker gets his opportunity to do the exact same thing. And really, I don't think he's going to need to put the team on his back because I think the team's going to rise to the occasion. But for him to come through with a big game would just separate him from all the others that are kind of in his same category. We saw Jason Tatum have a great game today. Jason Tatum and Devin Booker are largely considered like the next two guys in the echelon of great players in the NBA and possible MVP contenders. Devin Booker's got to make his case today. We got some super chats, though.
First off, we talked a lot this whole season about Devin Booker trying to approach the zenith of Suns basketball, being the greatest ever in a Phoenix Suns uniform. A game like today, you go out there and have a special moment, even if you don't have a special game, but just a special moment to put your team over the top, that moves you up on that kind of a list. It puts you in that kind of mindset. I expect to see it because be legendary has never just felt like some kitschy thing that he writes on a shoe or that he got tattooed. It's felt like a calling for Devin Booker. And today's a day he can go out there and do that. I fully expect him to. Let's take a look at those super chats and thank some of our fans for putting their money where their mouth is literally here on the program. JU says, might be the last game of the season, so F it. I'm broke at ASF, but thank you all for going on this journey with us. This season has been incredible. Hopefully there's 8 more wins or 9 more wins in this season. 9 more wins in this season. 8 would be a little disappointing. 9 more wins in this season. We'll have at least another month
we
to go
only
along
needed
with
one more, Espo.
My math killed us. Oh no. Psycho Blue with the $5 chat saying
basketball to Toulouse.
Must own a PHNX Gail Goodrich jersey because, wow, the b-ball gods hate us like we're the original sin. Let's break the seal and win.
Are you guys serious right now? Cthulhu?
I can't even see it.
CTHULHU.
Cthulhu. Do you know that? Never mind.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
Educate us, Shane.
What is it, Shane?
It's a creature from, what's his name? Lovecraft. It's a Lovecraftian creature.
The fuck is Lovecraft? What is Lovecraft?
Oh my god, never mind. Oh my god! HP Lovecraft. I'm done. Let's talk Suns.
I don't even know what that is.
That nerd is all.
Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Obviously,
I'm not the only one.
Obviously. Can you nerds just stop making faces behind the computer? We got a show to do. Look, I believe in the basketball gods. We've seen it over the years with this team and this franchise. I don't know what started it. I don't know why. But hopefully they have some mercy on us. I can't take more heartbreak. So
I appreciate that, Psycho Blue, because that actually got me to laugh, and I need to laugh right now because I'm so nervous. So everybody in the chat's like, "Oh wow, that's funny."
One of our favorites, Tashi G, says, "I don't know what that is either." You're not alone, Espo and Saul.
Thank you, Tashi. Thank you.
That's why you're one of our favorites here on the program.
That does nothing for me, Leah. You're showing me pictures. I'm like, what is that?
Thanks
I have
for
no
a
idea.
Google search. Sorry, everybody. We'll get back on track here.
All right.
We need a little levity because
yeah, for sure.
because nobody wants to see us throw up live on air. You know, I'm going to break these out now. We were talking about the basketball gods. We did this in round 1. Leah was kind enough to bring us the crystals here, and we need to get rid of, I don't know what ones do what, but look, we'll do what we did last time, all over the place. Let's get that bad juju out of there. We've been cleansed, so hopefully that plays well for Game 7 here. That's exactly what I did last time. I'm not trying to piss anybody off.
May the power of Christ compel you.
I don't care what whatever.
It's not holy water.
If we need to go after the point god, the basketball god, whoever we have to please, I'm here to do it tonight. Yeah. We need to make sure that everything is on our side right now as a group of Suns fans here. Look, we all know how difficult and how the past can come into play. I think you can throw out the past in this series.
Yeah.
I think you can throw out the past of this franchise. It comes down to 48 minutes, and if the Phoenix Suns play Phoenix Suns basketball and they don't turn over the ball, they will be taking on the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. If they do not play their game, if they play sloppy, Luka Doncic and the Mavericks will take advantage of that.
I agree. Listen, it's as simple as that. The effort, the defensive rotations have got to be there, and guys have got to hit shots. They just got to hit shots. Mm-hmm. I'm more looking at 2 individuals specifically. Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. Those two gentlemen, guys, twins, listen, the bubble scoop twins or whatever they're going to call you, the lemonade stand twins, the lemonade stand twins. You two have got to show up. And I know I'm not talking to you because you're on the court warming up right now, but should you see this later, just understand that I think you're going to do it and you're going to step up in a very, very big way. I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to say 30 points combined for those two.
I don't even think you need the points that high. What you need is the two of them to play defense like they did in Game 5. If they just do that, I think the Suns get the win.
I think you need their scoring if Chris Paul has another boo-boo game.
I mean, that's true. We don't know what we're going to get from Chris Paul.
And honestly, like, listen, everybody on the team has played so bad on the road that anybody stepping up is a marked improvement, right? Mm-hmm. DA was the only one that somewhat showed up the last game. I hope DA shows up in a big way. I've been talking about it all season ad nauseum about how they needed to work on DA as much as possible to get ready for a moment like this. And we were talking about it in our Discord today, which, by the way, if you're not in our Discord, you're severely missing out because we were talking basically since sun up.
Yeah. They've been my safety blanket.
Yeah,
today.
We've all been just chatting back and forth. You think that the chat is on? Come join our Discord by becoming a member, and you'll find out exactly how engaging it is. But everybody had theories on Chris Paul. Everybody was talking about what needed to be done today. But the prevailing theme was we just got to play our game. If we play our game the way we've been playing our game all season long, that's why you win 64 games. That's why you get home court advantage. And that's how you do it. Cycle Blue, you got to become a member to the Discord. And once you're a member, then you get a link.
Look, we were listening to Eddie Johnson live on Instagram before this, which sounds about as nerdy as you can get, but it's true. And he brought up something we've talked about this week. You play as hard as you do during the regular season, get those 64 wins, and have the best record in the league. So you're playing at home in any Game 7 you have to face. So you have home court advantage. To me, the fans have to step up in a big way too, because your team played their heart out to get to play in front of you in a closeout game. And now you need to help them along. Not that that's the end all be all, but that can give that little extra wind if this is close with 2 minutes left. It can be a deciding factor. Even the refs feel the pressure when the crowd's into it. Fans need to come up big tonight too.
Oh yeah, they need to be as loud as they were last year. We talked about it already several times, and Gerald mentioned how the Dallas fans have been significantly louder than the Phoenix fans. Yeah. And I think that's just because of what happened last year. Last year was just a whole nother level of excitement because before last year started, we were all thinking, hey, we should be able to get a 6 seed or a 5th seed. And then we ended up being a 2 seed and we ran right through the playoffs because, we took advantage of some injuries. We played at a very, very high level. And we were 2 games away from winning a championship. We were like at an all-time high here in the Valley. This year, it was hard to match that energy because you expected it to happen. So yeah. I think the fans now, knowing that they're threatened, knowing how Dallas fans have been, knowing how that crowd has reacted to their own team, I think Suns fans are going to take it to a whole nother level today, and they're going to blow the roof off the top of that bitch. Well, let's go.
They better, because that's exactly what the moment calls for. It's exactly what you need. And quite frankly, I think all of us as fans have acted a little spoiled so far through the first 2 rounds, as if, we'll get through this and then we'll get to the real basketball. Guess what? The real basketball starts in about 15 minutes here.
Let's go.
It's Game 7, and there's nothing tougher and more enjoyable than that. Speaking of Game 7s, let's talk about kind of the mystique of Game 7, the history of Game 7. I mean, when you look at it
real quick while we're doing that, I want everybody to tell us who you think is going to be the player of the game today. I want that in the chat. There you go.
All right,
that's it.
Sounds good. Mystique of Game 7. We had one earlier today. Home team won. It was Boston Celtics. Won big. There's been 135 games in Game 7s in NBA history. It was, I think it's 103-32 now, all-time record for the home team. Home court matters, right? in these.
You say there's 170?
135
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, all right.
games.
Just making sure your math added
no,
up.
I was trying to do the math because I remembered the stat before today's Game 7. But there's also the Suns' record in Game 5 or Game 7s at home in NBA history, which is 3-2. They've struggled in it. I get the pass goes out, but what do you think is the most challenging thing for a home team in a Game 7 when you look at this? I know the numbers are in their favor, but there's still 32 teams who've blown it on their home court. What do you think is the toughest thing?
Well, it's managing yourself. Not making sure that you're playing at a high enough level and not being too tight yourself. Because listen, you go one of two ways in a Game 7. Either you're so tight that you're not able to come through. Dude, like I said, like a million times before, like at a very, very low level, I played in the state semifinals, and we actually played at the Footprint Center. It was the first time I ever played in an arena like that. And I came out and I shot a 3, and I didn't come within 10 feet of the rim because I was so tight and I was so nervous. Like, and that's one way you can go about it. Or you're so pumped up, you're so excited that ball feels like a feather when it comes out of your hand, and you can shoot from just about anywhere. And I think Devin Booker's at that point now in his career where it's like that, where it just feels good. It's just the other guys, the supporting cast, wondering how they're going to show up, how they're going to feel. Are they going to tighten up, or are they going to just thrive in this moment? And I feel like this team, because of the way they warm up, the way they hype themselves up, I think they're going to be the latter.
I've heard some Dallas people, media, fans, say that all the pressure is on the Suns. Do you buy that? Because Dallas still has to come in on the road, play this Suns team who won 64 games, had the best home record. Are they going to – they can't – I don't buy that, oh, there's no pressure on them whatsoever. Luka's got to feel pressure because he's never been this far. He's never won a Game 7. Like there's got to be pressure on Dallas too, right?
I would agree that if there's any pressure on any team, it's on the Suns. You're the number 1 overall seed. You're not expected to lose in the second round to Luka. Like there was just no expectation from anybody around the country really that the Mavs would win this series. And now you're getting to a Game 7 where all the pressure is on you because you don't want to fall short of expectations. So I think if there's any pressure, it would be on the Suns. But I think the Suns are the perfect team to handle it. Listen, Chris Paul, Jay Crowder, JaVale McGee, they have dudes on that squad that have been in Game 7s before. They have the experience of playing in Game 7s. Hell, Jay, ironically, the last time he was in a Game 7, he won with the Celtics. So it's going to be okay. This team's going to be fine. I think they thrive off of this kind of, for lack of a better word, pressure.
You bring up Chris Paul. He's 3-4 in Game 7s. Hasn't been overly successful, and we haven't seen the Chris Paul that we've seen all year. How much pressure's on him, do you think?
I don't think he feels that way. I don't think he feels any pressure. I know we were talking about this, and matter of fact, I was kind of re-listening to our conversation the other day on the drive in, and you were talking about his legacy, and I'm still pretty staunch on this fact. Like, I don't feel like his legacy changes no matter what happens today. I just feel like we're looking at a guy, and I think, let's say this. If they should lose this game and Chris Paul doesn't play good again, I think we're looking at the last basketball game of Chris Paul. If they win, I think that re-energizes him. I know I'm really anxious to see how the extra day off played a factor into today's game, because he seemed so relieved that they got one more day than normal. Because as everybody knows, they've been playing with only 1 day's rest in between all these games.
And that's with travel.
Yeah. And then on top of that, if they should win today, they have 2 more days off before they play on Wednesday at home. So they get another 2 days off, which I think will benefit the Suns and benefit CP3. CP3 is definitely at that point right now in his career and his life where he needs all the time he can get to bounce back and be rejuvenated and be as fresh as possible in these games.
You went there on the legacy thing. I think Chris Paul's overall legacy doesn't change today. I think the way Phoenix Suns fans will feel about him changes because I think the blame falls on him if they lose.
Yeah.
For the number of poor games he played in the series, and even for part of this season, people saying he was the best guy on this team. If he goes MIA for the back half of this series and they lose, it dramatically changes the way Suns fans look at him, especially if he does walk away and that's the last taste of Chris Paul in a Suns uniform. I think it skews the way everybody remembers Chris Paul in Phoenix. Let's see what our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook have to say about today's game. They say the Suns are a 6.5-point favorite.
Which has been the MO for every single game at home. Yep.
Which makes sense. They've won at home by an average of 19 points. So this is actually conservative if you're basing it on the way that they've played at home in this series. So we'll see. Like you said, it has been that way every game at home here, and we'll see if the trend continues here. Let's look at our own picks for tonight's game. I went with Book 35-plus points at a plus 300. I feel pretty confident that we're seeing the kind of book that comes out and scores in bunches tonight.
I have the Suns money line and the over at 205.5. That's combined points between the two teams at plus 170. I think the Suns will easily surpass well over 100 today. They've averaged, I think, 109 points in this series or something like that. So I feel pretty confident. And then Gerald, minus 50,000, 1.68 million fans to be nervous. Do you know what 1.68 million is?
The population of the Valley.
There you go. Do you know the population of Arizona by chance?
3.1 million?
No. It's actually 7.1 million.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know that.
I wouldn't have guessed that either. And then Lindsay, poor Lindsay, who's still on the IR, over 14.5 bags of ramen consumed this week at a minus 20,000. Get well soon, Lindsay. Hopefully we'll have some more basketball games to talk about.
She feels really bad that she's not here today. She's still under the weather. And she still sounds a little choppy in the vocals. So, we just want her to get healthy. And
we got this. Let's get the win for her.
Let's go, Suns. We need Lindsay back, and it's up to you.
All right, we're about 5 minutes from this game getting started over on TNT. Let's take a look at it. It's time to ask, who steps up? Who's the X factor tonight in this game that gets the win one way or another?
The X factor for me today is going to be the one, the only, Cam Johnson. I think Cam was sitting in the back of the room today. He's in the locker room when he showed up, and he was watching some of that Celtics game, and he was like, look at Grant Williams go. Look at Grant Williams was the leading scorer in today's game. I think Cam Johnson is going to have his best game as a Sun today. I firmly believe he is going to be the Cam of old, and the Suns are going to need him today. That's my sleeper today.
I've already said I think Devin Booker will have a big game, so I'm not going to bring him up here. I think it's DeAndre Ayton. I think we look back at that moment in the last game where he dunked on Luka and then stared at him and got the tech, and we go, and that's when he took it personally. I think he comes up big today and changes some of the narrative we've heard since he was drafted here in Phoenix. I believe that this is his moment to prove what he's worth, and he knows there's a lot on the line personally and for the team as a whole. I think he comes up big. Mike says, Metal Mike in the chat says Shamet needs to play assertive and hit those easy shots. I would agree there. If he gets any open threes, he's got to can them tonight. Ariel says Landry Shamet will be the guy that steps up tonight. The big warthog says Ayton needs to dunk in this game. I would agree. I'd like to see one pretty angry dunk in this. Saw a few books, tonight, and the cleanup man says Ayton. Elon Musk says Jay needs to
streak some threes,
and Booker to show out if CP3 is lacking still.
We have some super chats as well. I believe we had a couple more. No? Okay.
Yep. Victor and Stephanie, 199. We appreciate you guys as always. Print the mother effing pressure, Mavs. It's on today. All right. Cool.
Okay.
We love you guys being here. You always throwing out the super chats. You want pay, literally, we'll read anything if you pay money, and I mean that literally. We'll read anything.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, listen, the plus minus also on that DraftKings Sportsbook app is plus 300 that any Mavs fans will show up if we win. But it's minus 5,000 if we lose.
We're going to be a Mavs only chat tonight if we lose.
But listen, predictions. I know you don't like to make predictions. I'm going to say this. I don't care about the score. I just want the Suns to win. I feel like they're going to win. I hope that they win. God bless. Please win the game, Suns. That's all that matters. Everybody is on board. This place is going to be rocking. I do feel like to a degree that once today is over and we prevail, it will take us immediately right back to where we were at last year. And the city will be vibing. Everybody will be excited because now we got the dubs on the way. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if it's 1 point or 30 points, right? It does not matter. I would like to see them land a haymaker early and have a game like Game 5, but I don't care. Win anyway. However, with whoever, whatever you have to do, leave nothing and hold nothing back. Monty, if you have to play every guy on that bench to keep you in this game and to get you a win, do whatever it takes. That's what a Game 7 is all about.
If we have to play every guy on the bench, we are so fucked.
Well, just remember, they all come with...
Alfred! Come on.
They all come with 6 fouls.
No.
They all come with 6 fouls.
Nope.
So whatever it freaking takes, let's make it happen. We are literally right up against it. Over on TNT, it's Suns, Mavs, Game 7
enjoy
at the
Reggie.
Footprint Center. Yeah, enjoy Reggie. That'll be fun. But they are undefeated when Reggie's broadcasting this series.
That's true.
So hopefully it's good luck. Thank you, everybody, for joining us pregame. Remember, we will be here right after this game ends. Win, lose, there is no draw in the playoffs. So whatever
Positive
happens.
vibes. Rub those crystals. We're winning today. Let's go.
Crystals. We got it. Shake the bag of the crystals. Let's make this happen, everybody. Talk along with us on Twitter. He's at Saul_Bookman. The underscore is there to fit the 130 points. Hopefully the Suns drop tonight. You can follow me at Espo. You can follow the show at PHNX_Suns. We'll be talking there. We'll be talking in the Discord, and we'll be talking to you right after the game. Ahoy, hoy.
Espo, Saul pass the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand me, I'll always rep the family. Rally in the valley like Dan G, no plan B. Always on the job, my team move like the mob. Turn the beat on, I throw it down like DA on